Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 and this is the video that everyone's been waiting for. This is the unveiling of my partnership with Roarke's Retro Corner. That alliteration there. I'd been working with my buddy Roarke here, and I developed a few months ago an RGB digital touch controller for the RGB backlight for Gameboys, DMGs, Pockets. And so I had wanted to bring this to market, but I don't really have the resources available to do so. And I was contacted by Roarke here, and he had suggested that he could carry the chips for me, and I could just provide him with pre-programmed chips, and he'll do all the installation. And so today, that's what we're going to look at. He sent me a review unit that he gave me express permission to tear down, show you guys exactly what his install process is. And so this is very exciting. So after we do the review and teardown, then I'll take you guys over to his website that he's set up, where if you guys are interested in buying one of these or something similar, he has a custom configurator on his website, which is really cool, where you get to select, everything that you want in your Build-A-Gameboy. It's sort of like a Build-A-Bear workshop, but for Gameboys. So if you guys are interested, I'll have links down below, and I'll show you in a couple minutes after I'm done with this. But for now, fragile. Anyway, let's get this open. That's cool. You drew a little pattern there. This is very well wrapped, I will admit. So that is definitely a good sign. Let's just get a slice in there. And plenty of bubble wrap, so these things are good to go through the mail. It's packaged in bubble wrap and foam. Wow. And more custom art there. That is beautiful. I could hang that on my wall. So let's see. See, this Game Boy is like an onion. There are many layers to it. So he'd keyed me in beforehand how this guy was going to look, but I have not obviously seen it in person until right now. There we go, we're to the innermost depths. And the Game Boy emerges from its cocoon. And these buttons. So I have some AA batteries. We're just gonna pop right in there and get right. I'm so excited I can't get the batteries in. So hopefully these are charged up. They should be. This is very clean. I'm surprised. He had mentioned that he uses RetroBrite to restore all the plastics. And this looks like pretty much brand new. That's absolutely crazy. I know a lot of DMGs over the years, they tend to turn yellow because of the bromide that's in the plastics as a flame retardant. So that coupled with sunlight usually turns it yellow. But yeah, wow. These buttons feel real nice. I like it. So these are two-part buttons. And there's like an inner plastic that is colored. And then there's an outer clear shell, I guess you could say, that is illuminated kind of from the backside. So let's just turn it on. That is beautiful. And wow, these wheels are nice and stiff too. My DMG that I got, the volume wheel was very loose, but this guy is beautiful. So let me grab a game. I hadn't planned this out. I got so excited. So let me grab a game and we'll demonstrate this and my RGB backlight there. Okay, so what game should I play? Maybe something I haven't demonstrated already. I'm gonna have to probably turn down the audio. No. Tetris. Classic game, awesome music. In my opinion, what started the whole Game Boy revolution, so to speak, it was a brilliant idea to pack this in. Anyway, we'll slot that right in there. That screen is absolutely beautiful. This is looks like a buy version that he's installed in this guy. The screen looks absolutely gorgeous, and the glass, don't want to get any copyright claims or anything. Yeah, the glass screen bezel looks absolutely flawless. I mean, look at that. Blue LED looks awesome too. Stock ones are obviously red, but blue looks so cool. And yeah, let's just flip through some of the colors. Let's see, where did he install the sensor? That is cool. So he's installed it where I've installed mine, and he has the light peeking out just under the plastic, so you can still see it light up. So you can see there, changing the colors. It's red on the top side here. That is cool. So yeah, we can see different colors available. This guy. That is beautiful. So we can go through. I personally kind of like bluish green colors. I think they complement the screen best. Yeah, you can see here. Ooh, that looks nice. It's sort of a pink. And then we got green. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it on this kind of bluish green color there. You can zoom right in there. Look at that. That is beautiful. The bi-version mod, and interestingly, if you turn up the contrast, it kind of inverts all the colors. But the bi-version mod really, really makes the screen pop, and especially coupled with the RGB backlight, just choosing the different colors gives it a whole new personality, so to speak. But yeah, you can just see there. We just start up a quick game. Make sure all the buttons work. It's just going to turn into a video of me playing Tetris, isn't it? Let's just see if we can go for a Tetris. Get a row 4 up there. I'm actually playing this through the viewfinder, which is surprisingly hard. There we go. We got it. We got it. Boom! Okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, definitely absolutely amazing. Screen is flawless. The bi-version looks absolutely sexy, if I may say so myself. The buttons, I haven't even shown the buttons. I was so enamored by the screen. The buttons glow. That's, you know, you don't have to adjust your TV sets. That's the actual buttons themselves glowing, which is really cool. And I've just released version 2.1 of my chip to Roarke here. And in this version, well, the version I sent him for this is version 2.0, so it just does the backlight routines, the different colors, all that. But it doesn't control the buttons. In the newest version that I've just sent him, he's going to be installing, which will allow you to change the button lights to turn them on and off by pressing and holding the touch sensor as you turn on the Game Boy. So that is absolutely awesome. I seriously cannot stress enough. Just end this game here. Oh no, I've lost. But yeah, look at that screen. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely pristine. This is like brand new from the factory almost. So I guess now that we've turned on, I kind of broke the Dave Jones rule. I've turned it on before I took it apart, but now we're going to take this guy apart. So let me just prep this guy for taking it apart, and I'll grab a screwdriver. First thing, we need to take out the batteries. Actually, we technically could leave the batteries in, but just to be safe. Let me grab a screwdriver. Ta-da! Okay, so 6 screws on the back. Wow, this really is minty clean. I've never seen a DMG this clean before. Roarke's absolutely done a great job of whitening the plastics and cleaning everything. I have a ratty old clear DMG, and I just figured that all DMGs were, you know, that kind of yellowish color by this point in time. One thing I've always found interesting is these Game Boys have this tab to keep the games from being pulled out while it's on, which is a good idea, but it was subsequently abandoned on all other Game Boys, I guess, for size constraints and whatnot. So here, we're just about ready to open this guy up. And let's see the best way. So there's a ribbon cable, obviously, for the LCD. We're just going to get in there and wiggle it off. Wow, Yeah, you'd mentioned that he'd made some design improvements. I had suggested some ways of mounting the chips and stuff, but he had improved upon my suggestions for how to lay out the wiring. So yeah, you can see it just folds open like a book here. That's awesome. Uh, and he's installed some extra capacitors. So one thing I've noted on my installation, on my Play It Loud DMG with my chip, I hadn't done any extra capacitance on the power rail. So one thing that I noted was when you insert headphones with the backlight on, and you can sort of hear a buzzing, humming sound. So that's one of the things that I was a little worried about, that could potentially cause an issue if you're using this for like bit tunes or something like that. Listening to music on this, making music, that could be a potential issue, because this chip is switching in the kilohertz range, right in the middle of our hearing frequency. So it's good to see that he's added some extra capacitance to take the edge off of that. And you can see it's very neatly wired kind of sockets for everything to make everything easily removable and serviceable. So yeah, we can see that leads up red and black wire, and probably leads to one of the power rails on the main board here. And we have our bivert hex module. It just makes the contrast absolutely insane. And yeah, you can see very neat soldering just to ground to that point. And so here we have some more IDE wire going up to the touch sensor, which is very nicely hot glued in there with a socket. So this is important. I hardwire everything pretty much, and I don't really think of the end user servicing any of my units, because I'm my own end user. But yeah, you can see here that a lot of care is taken for serviceability, and the way that the wires are routed very neatly. And so we have the main chip down here. This is my chip, and this does all the signaling for the RGB backlight. And so we can see how it's routed here. Everything's routed via these nice cables, and he actually took the time to tuck all the wires underneath different capacitors and whatnot to keep them flattened down so that they don't flap in the wind and potentially break. So that's much appreciated. And then I believe these are the resistors. I don't want to rip everything off. It's so nicely in there. These guys are probably the current limiting resistors for the RGB backlight, so that we don't fry anything or try to draw too much power. And they go right to the other side, no doubtedly, to the screen there. I probably won't be taking off this main board because the LCD is pretty fragile, and I can't ensure that I won't get dust all in there, so I'd rather keep it nice and clean. But you can see here the buttons are basically just these little circuit boards with side mount LEDs, and they just shine kind of into the side of the clear plastic, and that's how it transmits light. That's really neat. I've never seen those before. So yeah, all in all, this is awesome if you guys are into retro gaming. And I'm sure everyone has that old Game Boy lying around that has a lot of sentimental value, but you don't really play anymore nowadays because, well, the screen is really hard to see, or it's all dirty and starting to break down after years of use. But yeah, if you are looking to get back into playing all these great games, definitely worth looking into getting one of these pre-modded units. This installation and everything is not for everyone. The screens are especially delicate, so you have to watch out. If you want to do the buy version mod yourself, it's very difficult. I would say leave it to the professionals like Roarke here. So yeah, so this is pretty much the entire teardown that I wanted to show you guys up until this point without damaging anything. And I'll put this back together and we'll take a look at his website right now. And here we are at the aforementioned website. This is roarksretrocorner.com. So if you guys head here, so you can send a message if you want something custom done. There's a neat little video that he put together. I can just go through this quickly, but yeah, you can see some of his work here on custom modded NES, and this is absolutely beautiful, and for slappers only. So if you guys are interested in seeing his other work, we can head over to the gallery tab over here, and here we can see a little bit more the LED backlight, and he does some great job on the different like custom cut plastic backlit acrylic. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So we can see he modifies not only Game Boys but all manners of things, N64s, NESs. We can see some of the kind of in progress stages of modifications to see what the process is. And so yeah, definitely if you guys are interested, not just for Game Boys but pretty much all your modding needs. And so yeah, we can see other examples of different color combinations available for buttons. So yeah, if you guys are so inclined, if you have any ideas, definitely you can send him custom requests. Or if you guys are interested in the digital touch sensor RGB backlight Game Boys, head over to his website. He started a forum as well, so any specific modding questions or concerns, anything like that, you guys can head over to the forum. And there's just a couple sections that he started up for general mods, customizations, handhelds, consoles, and just gaming in general. So we're looking to kind of get this started from the ground up. I will be providing some feedback and moderation and whatnot on these forums. So if you guys are sort of looking for a place to hang out, find other people who are interested in this sort of thing, this is a cool place to be. Additionally, the last tab is the online store. This is where he provides the customization. So you can, as I said, you can send like a general email if you have any business inquiries or if you're interested in something general. But this is really cool. So we can go into customize here. It starts at $50 for like the base price, which is not at all unheard of for these custom modded Game Boys, seeing that it takes a lot of time and effort and knowledge of the process of modding these Game Boys in order to perform. So we can go down here. Yeah, everything's dropped down. You can select from this base price whether you want custom buttons or using the original if you desire backlit buttons, whether you want LEDs in those buttons or not. So yeah, you can choose independently, and all the pricing information is clearly laid out here. So it's just a matter of picking out your dream Game Boy. For the backlight, you either have a choice, obviously no backlight, the backlight digital RGB selection here. This is my touch sensor SJM4306 driver chip, and this can only be found on Roarke's Retro Corner here. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely give this a look over. So yeah, plenty of options. You can get this down to exactly the custom Game Boy that you guys want, and he does a great job. I obviously been playing around with the unit that he sent me, and it's absolutely stunning to look at. If you guys are interested in one of these custom Game Boys, beautifully restored, this is actually my unit, beautifully cleaned up. The plastics look brand new. The screen looks absolutely gorgeous. It is vivid, crisp. I really can't get over how pristine it looks, honestly. And so yeah, we can select pretty much anything to your heart's content. He will go the extra mile for you guys. So if you guys are interested in heading to his website, as I said before, it's Roarke's Retro Corner.com, and you can either send him general inquiries, or if you head over to the shop tab here, you can customize to your heart's content. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough, and I'd like to thank you guys for all your support that you've given me, and I'd like to definitely thank Roarke. I wouldn't be able to distribute my chips or my mods without his help, so he's definitely stepped up and offered his services to me, and getting my ideas out there. It's one thing I'd like to say, being an engineer, I have, the technical knowledge and whatnot to implement these hacks, but it's an entirely different thing, scaling that up to distribute it and get my ideas out in the world. So I'd like to thank everyone for all the support and help that you've given me. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.